Hi, Stitch Roadies. Thank you for stopping by. It is a beautiful week here in the Portland area. There's been clouds in the morning that break up to beautiful blue sky and still a little nippy, but boy, is it giving me the tingles for spring. If you're new here, I should inform you that this is a channel about cross-stitch, but it also is a channel about jibber-jabber. Jibber-jabber. So if you want a little bit of this and a little bit of that, welcome, welcome. And please hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you'll know when I upload another video. I was sent a message by Google that 36% of the viewers are not, the regular viewers are not subscribed. So be sure you check that button, and if it says subscribed, just leave it alone. And if it says subscribe, then click it and go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. So this week, are you ready for the chaos that is Stitch Roadies? Are you ready? It's like, I would tell you to be sure that you have a snack and a drink and that you've gone to the bathroom before we start, because some of this is just going to make you laugh out loud. Yeah, some of this is going to be like, OMG. I've been really focused. I've been in a hyper-focused mood, and I've been shopping. So there's going to be things to share, things to possibly enable, and oh, and so such kindness too. So I think I'll start with the kindness, because it's just, it warms my heart. I have to say, it warms my heart. So just to give you an overview of the kindness, Cheryl, my friend Cheryl and I, she is one half of Stitching with the Sisterlies. We decided to make a run to Acorns and Threads. Yeah, and oh, it was so fun, because when we arrived, I thought it was going to be just Cheryl and I, real quiet in there. But when we arrived, half of the group from my Zoom group that my friend Margaret runs once a month for like the Pacific Northwest people, in the evening, half of them were in there. So it was fun, because it was fun to see what they were up to, and to be enabled and to enable. Yes, so that was a lot of fun. But Cheryl and I went to Acorns and Threads, and I do have my mailbox there, and so Janine brought out the lovely kindnesses that were sent to me there. Now, I knew I was going to go get floss, and I had made a list. I had made a list of the floss that I needed, and the fabric that I needed, and of course you can't just stop with the list there. But as soon as I got in the shop, Janine came out with things that had been sent for me, and one was, you guessed it. Did you guess it? A gift card. A gift card. It was so lovely. And this is from Pat in Ohio. Pat, the card was on fire. It was gone in the first 5 minutes I was in the shop. Let me tell you, thank you so much for that gift card. I had just intended to go get some floss. But you know, when you got a gift card, it's kind of like telling someone you can only have one kernel of popcorn. Yeah, you can only have one kernel. No way. No freaking way. But, Pat, you made my day. You made my day, and thank you so much. And on top of that, there were two other lovely things. I have to show you this because this is from my friend Mary in Montana. And for those of you who are not quilters or hand stitchers, this may, you may not quite understand what this is, but I'm showing it to you because it came to the Stitch Acorns and Threads. A lovely letter. Thank you so much, Mary, for the encouragement and the lovely note. And that you watch Quilt Roadies and subscribe to that. But she prepped hexies to make one hexie flower. Now these are all prepped to be sewn together, and you hand sew them together. And so they're all ready to go. I mean, the hard work is done. And they're so cute. If you didn't know, this was little Sunbonnet Sue's, and I believe, yeah, they're all Sunbonnet Sue's, and then a center to the flower. So I'm going to be putting that together. It's so fun to go to Acorns and Threads and then get mail on top of it. And then Janine saw someone walking around, and on their bag, this is what it said. And she said, well, I knew that the person walking around with this bag wasn't you. So I asked her if that was, if she needed to drop that off, and she did. And you're not going to believe this. Let me just, I'll have to show you. A lovely, lovely card. And this card is from St. Andrew's Abbey. I mean, is that not the most beautiful watercolor? And then here inside was a postcard. And she said, Anne said that she drives this road almost every Saturday on the way to the library. Isn't that beautiful? And what's really interesting is that this is a print, it's a collage of prints at the J. Paul Getty Museum. And my younger son and I, when we were visiting one of my aunts, we took the bus from her house all the way through. It was a long drive, all the way through LA to the J. Paul Getty Museum. And the museum at that time, I don't know if it is now, but the museum at that time was open to the public free of charge. And oh, it was just so lovely. Yeah, and she was here in the Portland area visiting her son, who, after going to Reed College, which is a college locally here, and is the college my cousin works at, her son graduated from there and never left. Yeah, I wouldn't leave either. Yeah, so she dropped this off for me, and it's, wait till you see these two things. I hope you can see this, can tell what this is. This is a washcloth, but can you see that there's a bee? Oh, I mean, I don't know if you can see that there's a bee crocheted. This is like fascinating to me. How people figure this out is so incredible. it's like I don't want to use it because it's so incredible. It's like a bee. I want to frame it is what I want to do. But oh, is this yarn is so soft. One of my goals is to learn to really give another try to my knitting and see if I can get that going. Well, the other package in there nearly blew me away. And it is, my grandson's going to have so much fun with this bubble wrap. This is a ceramic piece. Is 100% handmade. Variations in clay and color are natural to this product and make it unique. And this is from St. Andrew's Abbey Ceramics, Palermo, California. And it's called the Quilting Angel. Oh my gosh. I gotta get the card away from it so that you can actually see it. Isn't that amazing? The Quilting Angel. Oh. It is so beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I can't tell you. It is, it was such a sweet surprise. I've been wanting to protect this so that it doesn't get broken. Look at the, see, there's the information. You can pause that if you wanted to get that information. Well, I did a little shopping. I did. I was just perusing. See, every time you go, when you're on Instagram, you see some of your favorite spots that have Etsy shops, or you see what other people are buying. And so I jumped on to one of my favorites, That's So Kelly, because I like that little Where My Prairie Schooler Santa, where I keep my current Prairie Schooler Santa. And so I was talking about That's So Kelly, or someone else was talking about That's So Kelly. And so I went on the site, got a sweet little card, and I wanted to order, when I got this little badge and a little sticker, what I wanted to order was this little sheet of stickers, because boy, am I getting into my journal. And this just had a lot of fun little stickers on her site. And then, you know, I believe someone said stickers can't travel alone. I thought someone said that, but so I got needle minders. And these needle minders are Love to Stitch, Stitch Daily, and boy, I had my eyesight, Made with Love. Oh, see, these are all Valentine's Day. And I just love those. Oh yeah, so I went to the eye doctor. My eyes are still sore from that. He checked me out. He said there's definitely something there, but he's not convinced that it needs surgery yet, so I have to come back in 3 months. And yeah, so maybe that was part of what made me hit this hyper focus. 3 months. I've got a lot of stitching to do in 3 months. Yeah, maybe that's what did it, because something did it. Something caused all this. let's see. Oh yeah, Cheryl. Cheryl and I went to Acorns and Threads, and before I went, I made a list, and different things caused me to go different directions. And one of those things was my girlfriend Sandy, who lives up in British Columbia. She gave me this fabulous crow calendar. We have a ton of crows here. We have a ton of crows. And in fact, when you're walking downtown Portland, you do not walk under trees where you see a lot of crap on the sidewalk, because that means them crows are hanging out in that tree. And you definitely don't want to look up with your mouth open. But this calendar has beautiful, every day, it's a different story about different crows. Well, when I was flipping the calendar over, and I, oh, did you go to the restroom? Did you get your drink? You better. You can pause it right here, and you better. Okay, because you might want to do this, and you're going to have to take notes. So I flipped the calendar over to February, and I was looking at, you know, the different things, Groundhog Day, Chinese New Year, and I saw that the 16th of February is the full snow moon. I've got to celebrate that. I've got to celebrate that. So how am I celebrating it? I decided I needed to find a chart that had snow and moon in it. So I literally went through every chart I owned and came to the conclusion that this was the perfect chart. I found the fabric I wanted, but you know this chart. You all have been calling up Acorns and Threads for this chart because Janine has the box. Remember? O Tannenbaum? So Janine has this box, and that's part of it, is that when we make things, we want all the stuff. All the stuff. And I noticed, since I had the box and I had the chart, that this one right here has snow and a moon. There's a little crescent moon and snow on the rooftops. So this is the one I'm starting on February 16th. If you would like to join me, you can. We're not doing any sales, you know, no pressure. Just if you want to start on the full snow moon on February 16th. So that meant I had to pick out fabric, so I got 36 count Picture This Plus Linen Legacy. Lovely. Actually, that is exactly how it looks. And then I made a whole list of all of the colors that I need, because I went through all my floss and I only had a few of them. I'm putting it in my, this project will live in, I love this because there's a label on it. This is, you know, my Blackbird design, a division of As the U Flies, creative creations by you-know-who, Chris. And it came with its little tag out of the fabric, French General, not Blackbird design. What is wrong with me? It's because my mind is going too fast. French General. I heard you guys yelling. I heard you guys yelling. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I can hear you and sometimes I can't. But this French General tag, and then I started putting my floss in the floss away bags, getting ready, and then I had my whole list of the floss that I didn't have. Now there is a supply chain issue, and so Janine, the angel that she is, and she knows my limitations, picked out all of the floss. She did the conversion for me. That's what I want to say. So there were some flosses that were there, you know. There were some of the classic colorworks and weeks. Some of the flosses were there, but probably about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 were not. And so she did a conversion there because she knew that for me, I need to have all my floss at the time I'm going to start, and I wanted to start it. And then she wrote the conversion on sticky notes, and then she stapled them to the card for me because she knew that I was going to lose the sticky notes. So now I know that Wood Rose is Colonial Rose. She picked Colonial Rose. So she did all that. So I'm all ready now to start. So if you guys want to start on the full snow moon, those of you that bought this chart the last time I showed it, or if you still want to get it, call up and Janine will get it for you. And she has the box. I mean, the box. So I'm going to just start with this one. It doesn't mean that, like, as soon as I'm done with that one, I'm going to move on to the next one. I don't know how the moon will move me. But that particular one, I will have done. Gosh, that's such a great chart by Brenda Gervais. What's not to like about her charts? So I am doing that. Okay. I just want to make sure I tell you everything I'm up to. So I'm going to move things around. I did discover a couple things this week that were interesting to me. I asked G, and he just burst out laughing. He was downstairs cooking, and I came downstairs, and I said, why is it that when you cut your toenails, you feel like you lost 5 pounds? It's true. I mean, it's absolutely true. Of course, he just burst out laughing and shook his head, and yeah. But it's true. It's absolutely true. I also purchased a bird feeder, the kind that I went on Amazon, and it has a shepherd's hook, and then there's this tube that has 6 openings for birdseed. I do want you to know, if you're new here, that I do circle back to cross stitch. It's just that sometimes I end up somewhere else. But I bought the birdseed feeder, and then I bought this wreath, this wired wreath that you fill full of peanuts. Have I been having a blast watching the birds and the squirrels. They are, I love that they, my neighbors may not like it because the squirrels probably are planting those peanuts all over the neighborhood. But I love to watch the antics and the acrobatics of, and I have a pair of binoculars on the table so I can watch the goings on. Oh, the street sweeper's going by. Yes. Okay. Next, oh, I bought these too. These are by Puttini. And, you know, it's just like just another button company. I just love those pins, and with my pin cushions that I'm making, I just love those for Christmas. So I bought those. So let's talk about the journal before we get on to what craziness has been going on here. This journal by Fat Quarter Shop. I'm not sure why. I've tried journals for years and have not been utilized them the way they're supposed to be utilized. I'm trying to pick my words better. Like, I'm trying to not use words that make it seem like I somehow haven't succeeded or I've failed. I'm trying to change the conversation that goes on in my head, and my word for this year is acceptance. So for whatever reason, in years past, I have not utilized journals like they were intended. But this Bee in My Bonnet Company journal that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop, I don't know, I got the big A, I got my stickers going, like, you know, the other journal a lot of people are using are the Something of Days. I know I'm not remembering it correctly, but Brenda and the Serial Starter, Laura, they're using that book and they use stickers. I'm using stickers too. So I told you last time that starting in February, I was going to be changing how I use the journal. And I am loving it. So on the calendar, I have just put important dates, of which I have to call my aunt today because it's her birthday. And in the notes over on here, I'm putting finishes, FFOs, and starts for this month only. And I have some things noted in priorities, personal goals, you know, like XrossStitch, show up for yourself. That's my personal goal. And then on the daily notations for the month, I'm actually putting down what I have stitched that day, which chart or quilt that I have touched that day. And then in the very back where the notes are, this is the most exciting thing because it's exciting because I am a very visual person and I like stars. So I listed all of my whips in the note portion of the journal in the back. I'm so excited about this. And I gave myself 4 lines between each whip because every time I touch a whip, I'm giving myself a star. And I went and bought these pack of stars. I am so impressed with myself. I've gotten so many stars. So I've touched the trees 3 times this month so far. And this way I can see, oh, I have not touched the pandemic. You know, I will visually see which ones I am touching and which ones I'm not. And then, like, here's a whole page of whips that haven't been touched, but that's okay. I can see they haven't been touched. And if I finish something, it gets a gold star. It gets a gold star. Yeah. I might have been a better student in grammar school had I been given some stars. Yeah. So I've been having fun with the journal, and the stars are a must-have, because if you can't give yourself a star, who can you expect to give you a star, right? Yeah. Okay, on to more cross-stitch. I watched Barb on Lost in Floss. I could barely get through it before I was like, oh my God, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. She has been a long-time enabler of mine. There's no two ways about it. And so she was talking about this. I only have my working copy here. She was talking about this prairie schooler, a prairie year, how she was doing it. And I had to stop the video and go hunt down my chart, make my copies, and actually start stitching it. And then I went back and watched the rest of the video. And then I messaged her and I said, this is your fault that I'm off on this tangent, and so we have to do it together. And so we're not doing SALs because neither of us are really good at them. You know, the perfect SAL person would be someone who says, hey, let's do a SAL on this, and we'll post the hashtag and keep up on it, and we'll have it done by a certain date. I know there are people that can do that, but that's not us. But we're going to post, Barb and I are going to post the Prairie Schooler year on hashtag Barb's Prairie Year. And I'll put that link down below so that you can post there also, and you can say, oh, Barb made me do it. And then we can encourage each other. I got hyper-focused. I went to Acorns and Threads, and I looked up the fabric that it needed. And a prairie year was stitched on 18 count putty khaki Davos. So I went in and I said, Janine, I need this fabric. So she brings it to me and she says, okay, I have it. How much do you need? And I said, well, I'll just take the piece because there's 12 of them. Do you understand what's coming? There's 12 of them. But I did not understand that they were 2.5, maybe 3 inches square. And I bought a yard. So when I sat down to start stitching it, because I could not, I wanted to catch up. So next I'm working on February, and then I'll be ready for March. I stitched it. So there it is. Isn't it cute? It's really cute. But look at this fabric. I know. There's something wrong with this picture. I'm going to cut it down, but I was so shocked. And Janine had serged the whole piece so nicely so it wouldn't ravel. And now I'm going to cut it, so I actually stitched that one with this whole piece on my lap. Yeah, what can I say? But I love this stitch. So now I'm going to do the February one next, and then I'll be ready. And these are so small that I believe I'll be able to pretty much keep up every month with doing one. And Barb's going to catch up. She's going to do it because it's her fault. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that piece of fabric. It's like I was stitching with an Afghan on my lap. Yeah. What a crack up. I found a chart that I liked, and I was showing it on a FaceTime call to my bestie Robin, and she said, look at those felt shamrocks. And I did not even see those, and now I've got to get them. So I'm going to be hunting those, but this is a, this is Brenda Gervais, yeah. Brenda Gervais little shamrock, and then look at the little leprechaun. Isn't that cute? And they're probably going to be pretty small because that's on 36 count. Pot of Gold, Top of the Morning, and Oh Lucky Day. So that was the haul. I do have an order for thread because my Stitchy virtual friend and I are doing this you know, love one another, and this is for my friend. This was such a fabulous kindness. So that's the one I'm doing right there. And my friend Linda's going to do it also. She already has her thread. I started mine, but everybody on my Zoom, including Janine, who was on there also, said that I did not have enough floss. It was done with mulberry, and mulberry, I guess, is kind of like Garden Gate, you know, it's hit or miss. And you really, with this one, she says you're going to want to get all the same dye lot. So Linda told me she had enough thread to use silk, and I thought, ooh, silk sounds good. Of course, at Acorns and Threads, they did not have enough numbers of the color that I wanted, but she said it would come in a week. And so I ordered, I don't know the name of it, but it's an NPI silk. And as soon as that comes, I'm going to be up and running, because Trudy, who gifted me this book, yeah, I need to be doing that sooner than later. Okay. I worked on my diligence. I was starting to do the motifs. I finished another row of alphabet, and then I worked on the motifs there. The swan. So I'm really enjoying this one. I'm very motivated with this one. But then I got distracted by the prairie year. Prairie year totally distracted me. But again, I tell you, it's Barb's fault. Yeah, it's Barb's fault. It's exciting, all the things have gotten done. And the best thing this week was the trees. Look at my old, this trees has been crumpled and hanging around here, but this is a Renato Perlin chart, and thankfully to LadyRobynS for sparking my interest in the 25/7, although I am not by any means doing it according to the rules. But it's kind of like once I touch the trees, then and I keep it in here where the lighting is so fabulous during the day, and I couldn't, I know I've been doing it, I think I said I was going to try to do it 25 minutes in a week, and I think I probably have spent 25 minutes maybe 2 or 3 times in a week. So I did finish that next deciduous tree. I am so glad to have that tree done. Those deciduous trees are a pain in the patootie. That's all I can say. And, you know, the way I'm doing them, the way I'm doing this chart is just wadded up. Wadded up, wadded up. But I'm using a highlighter. And then the next thing, I thought I should be using the line keeper from the Fat Quarter Shop. And that is a magnetic, you know, it's a magnetic thing that you put, like, you know, it's magnetic. And so I just kind of move it around, and it has cut down my hunt and search for where I'm at probably in half to use this line keeper. So I would suggest for any chart that has any substantial stitching on it, you can't go wrong with the line keeper. You really can't. And that's from the Fat Quarter Shop. I love this thing now, and so I'm using it all the time with my trees. And I'm quite proud because the next thing is going to be exciting because it's just a bush, a couple deer, and oh, I'm on the last page. Am I on the last page? No, I have one more page. No, I still have another page. Once I get done with this, I have one more page. Oh, I just got real excited all of a sudden. Yeah, so, but, I mean, when you look at this, just show you a portion of this. When you look at that stitching, you need the line keeper. You need the line keeper, is all I can say. So thank you, Robin, for that wonderful encouragement. And I'll put the link to, I'll put the names and stuff to remind you of the, probably not the link, but the actual name of the YouTube, and you could go hunt it, because you get a lot of tips. You get a lot of tips, and if you don't get tips, you get a lot of encouragement. don't know where I got this bag, but I sure do like it. It's all quilted on the back, but it has been holding this project for quite a long time. So let me think, is there anything else that we need to talk about? Do you know of anything else? Nope. Update on my eye appointment. Have to go back in 3 months, so need to stitch like a crazy person. He said if anything happens, you know, floaters or the whirligig thing, which every so often that happens to me, to call and come right in. Yeah. I think we are caught up. Yeah, I think we're caught up. I hope I didn't forget anything. But it sure was nice hanging out with you. I hope that I'll see you stitching. We'll all be stitching on the full snow moon. Doesn't that sound like a wonderful day? And that's the 16th of February. And I'm going to start my O Tannenbaum. I've got it all kitted up now and ready to go. And you can give Janine a call up. She'll be able to. Oh, and next time, you're going to want to check in with Stitch Roadies next time, because there's going to be some fat quarter shop fun going on here. So check back in with us. Be sure you're a subscriber, and take care. Know that you are important to me. I'm glad that you stopped by, and I love you guys.